Hey guys, I'm Bronson, and in today's video, I got something cool. We're going to be talking about the Necromancer, a class that has yet to be released for Flesh and Blood. So, what I will tell you is that in the lore book that I have recently been able to view, there is this page pretty far at the end of the book. I think it's the second to last page, and it is really cool. It's of this woman just bleeding profusely, but laughing, and just you can see that she's like on her last leg and is just like crazed and doesn't care what happens and is just doing some sort of enchantment on the ground, and it is really cool. So you'll notice that I forgot the card off the top of my hand. There's a card in Arcane Rising that has this artwork, so you've probably already seen it, but what you might not know is that it is a artwork that's inspired for the Necromancer class. And the reason I know this is because this is on the left side of the page, and then on the right side, it's really cool, guys. There's this rune type thing with blood in it. And in the rune, the blood, on that page, and it's the second half of this page, it has two paragraphs, and the two paragraphs are written in Latin. They're written in Latin. Do I need to say more? That was so cool, dude. Like, anyway, so here's where I come in. Here's where your boy Bronson comes in. I took that Latin and I went to Reddit and I went on there to the Latin subreddit. And dude, within an hour, this dude, shout out to Ernestus Severus. Dude, like, thank you. So this guy was able to translate the whole two paragraphs for me, and I'm gonna read to you today. Uh, it's just like, oh man, that was so nice of him. Can you imagine? Like, how do you translate a bunch of Latin these days? I guess you could just go online and there's just nice people helping you out. But long story short, this seems like a really cool class. My gut instinct is that they were trying to release this class with the other classes in Arcane Rising, but decided not to because of the fact that you have to summon tokens and you have to summon different creatures to fight for you. I think that is a hard concept to implement, and I think with all the other mechanics that they were implementing with arcane damage and what have you, and the rune blade and all that stuff, it got too cumbersome. So I think that they held it off for now and are going to release it into a future update or a future set, I mean. But this is the information that we have so far. One other thing to note is this isn't really special. There's a bunch of other classes in the beginning of the book that you'll note that haven't been released yet. So it's really cool to see what's yet to come and get excited. So let's talk about this Necromancer. So this symbol up here that is depicted above my head, that's the Necromancer symbol in the front of the book. I pasted it there just to show it. It looks cool. It looks like you're raising something from the dead. So I'm guessing there's going to be other like tokens on your side. The only thing that I see equivalent to that is kind of like an aura where it like stays on the battlefield. But I feel like it would be weird to have like zombie aura, skeleton aura. But anyway, but yeah, that's my gut instinct until someone tells me the truth. So, without further ado, I'm going to read this paragraph, these two paragraphs that we have on the other page that are written in Latin. If you want to see the exact Latin, I will post down in the notes below the location of this posting on Reddit. But here we go. So, Ernestus Severus wrote back to me and he said, this paragraph is from Heinrich Kramer's infamous treatise on witchcraft, Malleus Maleficum. Here is the translation. So basically, this Heinrich Kramer dude wrote this like crazy book on witchcraft. And here are the two paragraphs. I'll read them now. Then, in the second type, which is also called necromancy, It's resulted by summoning of a dead, and they accomplish this through the body of a man or some other creature concerning their own characteristics, knowing that the devil's delights in blood, which is the shedding of blood and sin. Therefore, when they think they call the dead from hell to answer their questions, it is the devils in the likeness of the dead who appear and give such answer. Wow. So it's so that's the first paragraph, guys. It's pretty intense. What you'll notice too, and I'm figuring that out too. Did you see the head right here? Look at this. There's like people who have died around this girl. So you can see. So what you can notice is that in that paragraph there was something that says you have to sacrifice something in your likeness. So that kind of holds true to this image to where there's dead corpses all around and she's summoning some type of thing. That's really cool. And that that makes sense. And it makes sense, guys. It's a two-part page. The rune is right next to the necromancer. It's obviously a necromancer that we're seeing. Second paragraph of 2. Such knowledge would be of little use and might even be harmful. Not even the forbidden books of necromancy contain such knowledge, for this kind of superstition is not taught in books, but entirely practiced by the uneducated, having only one foundation, without the acknowledgement or practice of which it is impossible for anyone to pursue sorcery as a sorcerer. Wow, okay, pretty long winded, but I think what that means is like you gotta be a bonehead to do this stuff. Like, it's dumb because you're sacrificing your soul and your body for the magic that you're doing, and it's basically being a YOLO sorcerer, and you can't be a YOLO sorcerer because you're just gonna die eventually. It's just what's gonna happen. So I really like this concept. I honestly am really looking forward to it. I'll go into a rant at the end. Thanks for watching so far, but uh I think I would really want to play this hero because I remember back in the day I played Guild Wars 2. I don't know if anybody have played that game, but it was so much fun. I just like how you could merge two classes. And I remember the first character I played was like a necromancer, and you could summon these skeletons or these beings from the dead. And dude, that build was awesome. I would have like 20 ads just following me around, going crazy, trying to like kill stuff, and I would just be summoned constantly. So I love that kind of build, especially in another game like Path of Exile. Having a Necromancer build is so cool. Like having everything around you fight for you and you buff it up. I could definitely see that kind of hero getting a lot of play. I am definitely worried too that it's going to make it a little bit more complex. Adding different types of tokens of things that fight for you is gonna be a little bit tough. Like, is it gonna have its own health pool? Is it gonna have its own like action point? Is it just gonna do straight up damage like Arcane normally does? There's a lot of things that are unknown, and I bet they're working through them now. But all in all, even you know what, I don't believe. I'll end it on this. I do not believe Legend Story Studios didn't put this character out, this hero out, because they just couldn't get it done. I believe they didn't put him out because they knew that the Necromancer class was a little bit more complex and they wanted to hold that for later. Arcane Rising was the second set, and they didn't want to confuse the hell out of its players, which is a smart move. Yeah, let me know what you think about this cool class. I'm really interested in playing this hero and summoning some ads, buffing some minions. Thanks for watching.